Hello. Is this working? I'm in the grass on the hill, as you can see. And I'm like this because I didn't bring a pillow or something, and I think if I sit in the grass, my butt will get wet. Or not. We don't want that. So I just got this really cool question, kind of how you balance achieving your financial goals with actually having a fun, good life. I think this is falling. And I understand it, I feel it. Like, I've been super zoned in on, working, saving, and, saving every dollar, not really, going out much and those things. I thought I'm gonna share a little bit like how I do it and what makes me, feel alive or feel like I'm not just working all the time and saving money and like not having a life. Because I think many people think that, like, I think most people think if you don't spend money, you cannot really have a good time, is what I feel. And I don't see it that way at all. Like, I think you can probably even have a better time if you stop spending so much money. That's what I think. But of course, there's different, angles to that. For example, last night I went to a Matt Rife concert, and it was like $80 for the ticket, and then $30 for the train ticket to get there, and then I had a drink there, and then, it was over $100 for one evening. And I'm thinking, like, is it worth it or not? And for me, it absolutely is. But this is something I do maybe like once, twice a year. It's not something that I do like regularly. So how I feel that I can really enjoy life without spending much money is, for me, it comes down to like when I stop spending so much money and stop thinking constantly about what I want to buy next. I started thinking about, what's really important to me and what I really value in life. And it's not, it's not a $30 brunch with my friend. Like, I can have a really good time with my friend and not spend $30. It could be just 5 or 6, and I still have the best time, So, or like even going out, like, you don't need to buy 5 drinks. You can just have one and then leave. But like, so for me, it's really been coming, like, I made a video about like free hobby ideas, because like you do need shit to do when you're saving money and you're in that, grind mode, hustle mode, saving money mode, which is honestly, I think it's very, I'm very impressed by people who actually take the time to think about their finances and work towards a goal, because most people don't do that. And so for me, it's been, just like, I've been working today. I came here, I have this water bottle, I filled it up with my own water. And I'm not spending money, and I'm having the best time here. As you can see. No, but like, you can start thinking about what you want to create, and what adventures you can have without spending much money. Or like, even when I go hiking, I could go hiking, eat on a mountain hut, spend $20-$30 on there for a lunch, or I could just bring my own food from home for like $2 or $3 and still have the mountain experience and still, be out there, do things, and not spend lots of money. I think it really is your perspective, and what you learned that makes you feel alive and what makes you feel happy. And I think most of the time it's really not spending money. I think I had a conversation with my friend the other day, and I was like, you do have like 20, 10,000, 20,000 on the side saved, right? And he was like, no, he doesn't really have anything. But then he wanted to go out for drinks or to a restaurant, eat in a restaurant. I'm like, this does not add up for me, it does not make sense for me, because like, is it entitlement, or like when you spend money you have the feeling that you're like treating yourself for something good? And I think that's the key point. Like for me, spending money does not have that effect anymore. When I treat myself, it doesn't need to involve spending money. And so I think that's where the balance comes in. I'm going to start working, like right now I'm working 80% pensum, which is like 36 hours a week. And starting in May, I'll be working 42 hours a week, 5 days. And I really had to struggle with that, like I was really like, I'm not gonna have a life anymore. I'll only be working. And this sounds funny, but it's not. Like for me, it was like, damn, and now I have both feet in the rat race, and how can I get out of this? And like, I have a plan, right? Like that's why I'm making this video, is I have a plan. I'm sharing the plan with you. But like, I was really scared that I didn't have a life anymore when I work that many hours, because it's not just that you work 5 days a week, it's also you're out of the house for like 9-10 hours, 10 solid hours, right? And before work you get ready for work, and after work you try to eat something, and maybe sometimes I'm so exhausted after work that I just sit on the couch and do literally nothing, and then get up after like an hour, and then basically get ready for bed. It's like, it's not a life. It's really not a life. But like, then what makes me feel alive, where I feel like I don't need to spend money to be treating myself, really is going out, being outside. It's what makes me happy. And I think it's actually what makes everyone happy, just some people didn't realize it yet. That's what I think. Watching the sunset now, having this cute flower right in front of me, which I'm looking at. Spending time with family is something that I really, really enjoy, which, sometimes it's exhausting, but sometimes it's really just, charging up the battery. And those things don't need to cost money. Sometimes I just go to my sister's place, we just hang out, drink tea, and talk. And she has a kid now, and so we're like, you're so cute. And that's what I think is kind of the solution to balancing, having a good life with also being zoned in on saving and reaching your financial goal. I think is that you do things that don't cost very much money, or you find ways to spend less money doing the same things. Like for the ticket last night, like mine was 80 francs. I could have bought one for like 140. It's those little decisions that make such a huge difference in like a life. I do sometimes go out and by myself, grab a coffee from a barista place where I know it's such a good coffee, and I do really enjoy that, and I enjoy that moment. I can be present, be like, this really good coffee, this really good book, and then just soaking in those moments. Like, you don't need to be logged in at home to have a good life and to be saving money, and still, you can still have a good life. And I really think when you stop spending money, that you find the time, like the mental space to, think about what's important to you. Just think about what makes you feel alive. Like for me, sometimes in the summer I go for a motorcycle ride after work. It's only like an hour, and it makes me feel alive. It makes me feel like I'm out there, or meeting new people, things like that. I think it's what ultimately, like all of us, what gives us sense of meaning. Creative outlets is something that I think we can feel alive, or writing, or sports. Yeah, so I feel it, and I'm also, kind of scared working 100% and not having a life anymore, and saving all of it, like not all of it, but like most of it. But if you have a goal, the question is it worth suffering for? Because there's always a trade-off. Always. You want to save money, there's a trade-off. You're not saving money, there's also a trade-off that you're caught in the rat race forever. Forever. No, but like, that's how I see it. I hope this was helpful. I hope that you and I can find a way to have a wonderful life, and to feel alive, and to have connections, without spending all our money, and with still being able to reach our financial goal, because I think for me that's a priority, as you know. Not a secret. So yeah, hope this helped. Go out, go for a walk. Sun is beautiful. Spring is totally springing here. I mean, look at this. Look at the flowers. God, so beautiful. Oh, now my butt is wet. Okay, have a good one. I'll just stay here. I'll just stay here for another half an hour. Like this. It's comfortable. Finding my zen.